But your teeth, so clean.
What do I need? I need $50 million.
It's amazing. All of this is now on the internet.
And hope that you get a new shoot going this way.
First class.
Will you shut up?
Surprising stash uncovered in a Shrewsbury home.
All my friends are dead and they don't like me anymore. They've moved along, they've changed, and now they find me quite a bore. Way back then it was okay to be a little weird, but all my friends are dead.
Scooby-Doo-bop. That's how you get into the voice. Okay, hey, hi, I'm Metamorphogus. I used to be a guy. And I'm going to go ahead and press the blue button in the blue button, red button scenario. Okay, now I think it's your line. Huh? Oh, that's right, man. Oh, hey, you know, when you were thinking about the consequences of your actions when pressing buttons, there isn't very many ways to get around constant fear. What you saying, man? I'm saying I'm pressing the red button. It's only thing I can manage to do. You damn animal. And freeze. Hi, I'm internet personality Malcontent, and this is 10-minute daily video dynamic plays with 10-minute daily video dynamic. Has this ever happened to you? Have you been in a perfectly normal scenario in the blue button, red button scenario? Wait, what was I saying? Wait, can we get take two?
A red button and a blue button. Press red and you're guaranteed to live. Press blue and everyone lives, but only if more than half the world chooses blue. If blue fails, everyone who picked blue dies. So, what do you choose? Now, if your instinct was red, I don't think you're evil, but I do think that answer says something about you, and not in the way you think. This very thought experiment was posted on Twitter and blew up over the weekend, and of course, I had my take. This hypothetical caused me to get in some very heated debates with those that chose red.
Has this ever happened to you? You're having a perfectly normal day when some philosophy bro inflicts the knowledge upon you that there is a philosophical question out there known as the red button and the blue button. Oh, well, I guess I'm inflicting that knowledge onto you now. Hey Barnabas, can you show up since I conveniently introduced you an episode ago? Yes. Hey Barnabas, how's it going? It's small talk. I miss having a penis. All right, so weirdo, press a button. I can't. I have no arms. Is that all I'd say? Yeah, get out of here. Okay. Hey. Stay tuned for an upcoming episode of Gorgasm with me, your host, Barnabas, the dead guy. Okay, gotta go. We're doing plugs now.
My main argument was that the Reds aren't reading the prompt carefully and are failing to grasp that this question isn't asking you to survive, but is asking, what kind of person are you when survival is uncertain?
It's the same. It's on this channel. Like it's not like you're plugging anything. Whatever. All right. So that's my example. See, Barnabas there couldn't press any buttons. He doesn't have any. He's a head. He can't press any. He doesn't have any arms or legs to press any buttons. What are you gonna do? How about this one? Come in here, Fearin. Fearin, come in the room. Hi, Fearin. How's it going? You know, man, the more I think about that phrase, the more I think, yeah, man, let's go. How we doing? Ether binge? Need one bottle of ether? Okay, yeah, all right. Wait, listen. All right. Fearin, press the blue button. For this bit, I have no eyes, so I'm going to flail wildly and press any button, which will be the blue button maybe, or the red button. Who knows? I'm blind. I can actually see, canonically. I'm like a boober type. I gotta go. I think I found some ether. All right, so you've seen with my two examples. This is why you press the blue button. Also, 50% is pretty easy to do. I think that was kind of the point, and seems interesting that the person that created the blue button, red button challenge framed it in a way where people who are going to be more right-wing and selfish were going to pick the red button, and people who are more collectivist and generous pick the blue button. Isn't that interesting? At any rate, yeah, so blue button is the correct answer, in case you were wondering. And if you're going to be like, yeah, butting me, or like blah, 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 the point of the experiment is that collectivism is difficult, but you should do it anyway because it benefits more people. That's really it. This individual, as long as I get out of it scenario, is whatever. Now, if you change the parameters of this in many ways, I might pick the red button. Like, there's a pretty good indication. Like I've had coworker groups where I'm definitely not picking the blue button. But the way the idea is stipulated is you're not even supposed to know about the idea of a red button versus a blue button conceptually at all. So everybody who goes into there doesn't have time to really analyze anything. And most people are kind of collectivist in general. Like, a lot of people rely on their friends and neighbors all the time. When people try to gamify this particular problem, I think they're sort of missing the point. But if you do need another reason to say why you would pick the blue button besides the benefit of those who can't see or can't otherwise pick the button, normally or whatever.
And let's say the red crowd wins. Let's say blue doesn't hit the requisite 51% and falls somewhere in the 49% range. That means, at minimum, billions of people die. The only people left are other red voters, people who also chose themselves over everyone else. So now you're not just living in a decimated world with basically zero functioning infrastructure. You're living in a world populated exclusively by people who have already demonstrated, if it's me or you, I choose me.
And this is specifically if you're trying to win a conversation, because again, you don't get to have a conversation about the red button or the blue button with anybody in this scenario. Like, in this scenario, no one knows this would ever happen or could conceive of it happening. So you have to take this out of your mind that you'd even have the discussion. Most people on the planet are collectivist. There's just a lot of cultures out there who are collectivist in nature. So I think it's a uniquely American knee-jerk reaction to say red button, but unless you're on a pirate ship, I don't think red button is the appropriate answer.
Your life is on the line. Every person on Earth right now is facing the exact same test. 2 buttons.
Submitted for your approval. No, I'm just kidding. This guy, Jaden Williams, who is what I would call your standard YouTube comedian, where they make skits with themselves. It's really cringe when YouTubers just have themselves as characters. Get out of here, malfeasance. It's not even a name. Alright, that's not really what I want to talk about. So this Jaden Williams guy, I don't know what his politics are. I don't know if he dabbles in philosophy, but he fundamentally misunderstands the point of the button. So I'm going to show you a couple of clips and then tell this person why they're wrong about the entire thing.
Go, I'll choose the red one. Are you sure? Oh yeah, I have a 100% chance of surviving going red. Yes, but are you willing to have the blood of billions on your hands? But everyone can choose red. But
right, but as previously said, some people can't pick. They can't pick. They'll pick blue accidentally because of color blindness or because blue's their favorite color because they're 2. You want the blood of 2-year-olds and physically disabled people and the blind all on your hands. Oh, by the way, this drives me bonkers shit. The guy who's picking red, shouldn't he be wearing a red shirt? Is that the shirt he just normally wears? Is that his Linkara outfit? I wouldn't know about that, wearing the same outfit all the time. But, shouldn't the guy picking the red button be wearing a red shirt? Because the guy picking the blue button is wearing a blue shirt.
Listen, I get sure there's this magical woohoo, we're all in this together, wishful thinking. But what, I'm supposed to risk my life to win some imaginary high ground that doesn't even need to exist?
For one, I should stop nitpicking the conceit of this. You're never in a room with somebody else and discussing it. So this is not how the scenario even happens. But 2, you can't win an argument by strawmanning the opponent argument by making him look confused, like he doesn't know what's happening, and that means you're winning the argument because you're steamrolling them with your like, I don't know, your feelings at this point? Because like statistically, 50% is easier to achieve. And if we're trying to get as many people to survive as possible, then you'd pick blue. But apparently you don't consider other cultures or just like people that consider their neighbors a bit more than you do. I mean, I bet there's like an entire building in New York who knows about a colorblind individual who they probably all helped, who probably they're considering when they pick blue. So what about that? That's not woo-woo, we're all in this together shit. 50%'s barely all of us in this together. And you realize elections tend to go, all right, any rate.
That's like saying, you and your buddy are tied to a train track and there's a train coming and there's a 100% chance you can survive if you untie yourself, and then there's, a counter option of the opposite.
Here's a pro tip if you're ever arguing about something stupid like this with somebody and they do this being make a completely different analogy that doesn't really have anything fucking to do with, okay, hey guy who's on the train track, okay, what about the guy who can't untie himself? Now what, right? But also the train problem is different than the button pressing problem, dummy. So that's why like changing the analogy doesn't work, because this is already an analogy about collectivism, you stupid thick funny person.
It has nothing to do with morals. The button should say live or might die.
Once again, that's assuming you're ignoring every collectivist culture in the entire world. This is also assuming that you're okay throwing children and disabled people and blind people under the bus completely. Do you see what you're okay doing a lot of weird shit for the sake of this moral argument that you think you're winning by insisting that the button should say live or might die. And by the way, the buttons don't say live or might die. The buttons don't say anything. It's part of the point. They're red or blue. They aren't labeled red or blue. They're just red or blue. Fuck. God, the point I'm bringing up with this is I hate when people have to change, like, you can only pick red if you're like completely selfish or you change the scenario completely.
We're just catering to people who are willing to die for the sake of idealism. We can all band together and live by pressing red instead of causing some imaginary conflict that doesn't even need to exist.
I hate the non-music choice that was made here. I just hate it. I hate, any rate, sorry, that's just like a taste thing that he was irritating me while editing this. I cut up a diatribe. He rants a lot. He's just not taking into account for the people who are just not going to be able to pick it. So whatever, we'll move on from that. He repeats himself about it being an imaginary conflict. It's not an imaginary conflict. You don't get to. It's not a conflict. You're put into you make the vote anonymously alone. You don't make it with other people. The conversation you're having you don't get to have a conversation. I hate these red button pressers that think that they're allowed to hand out their 8 or 9 page dissertation on the subject to each individual person before they pick red or blue. This isn't like a fucking campaign. You don't get information ahead of time. It's a thought experiment about fucking collectivism. And if you pick red, you just failed it. Fine. Get over that you failed it, guy. But don't turn it into a thing where it's a non-thing to pick red. Like, it's like just smart business to pick red, and if you're gonna pick blue, you're just doing it for like dumb ideological reasons. You're not doing it for dumb ideological reasons. You're doing it for fucking practical reasons. And again, good luck surviving when 49 to, hey, I'll give you a real generous one, 35% of us are gone. You dumb idiots.
See? I'll show you imaginary conflict. Okay.
I could maybe write a 50,000 page thesis on why dismissive, sarcastic humor is fucking lame ass.
Okay.
But in lieu of that, I think this guy just wanted to do a goofy little goofy guy death. Like I think half the reason these YouTubers pretend to be a new different guy is so they can pretend to die. Okay, well that sucked. Why did I do that?
Choosing blue isn't naive or low IQ. It's human. And risking death to protect other humans is the most human thing you can do.
Okay, hey, thanks for watching. If you got money, I've got a Patreon, and if you've got money, I've got merch, and if you got too much money, you might be a bad person, and you probably didn't even see this video. I don't think bad people are allowed to even watch my videos in the first place. Okay, fight about the red button and the blue button in the comments, I guess. I don't care. You live your life the way you want to live your life. Oh, hi, Lavender.